Hey guys. So a couple of weeks ago, I put a little blog post up saying that I was taking a break from blogging and I didn't know when I would be back. And I didn't really elaborate why. I just said I just need a break. And the last couple of days, I've been really trying to get back into blogging, and I kind of feel that I need to address why I took some time off, or sort of elaborate why, or kind of just explain why I needed a break, because it's still something that is bothering me, and it's to do with blogging and the blogging community. So since I want to start writing again, but I don't want to just write out of the blue, I don't know, say something like From the Mouth of Willow or something like that. I don't want to just do that. I was thinking about writing a blog post and sort of saying like, this is why I wanted to have a break, and I just felt like it was going to be a really long blog post. And I know some people sort of say, oh, you should keep blog posts below a certain amount because you lose interest. And I know sometimes that my blog posts can be quite long because I tend to write. I just sort of write as if I would be speaking, and I think the best thing for me to do is a video, because it's easier for me to talk and say exactly what I'm feeling and why I'm feeling this way than it would be to write it down and it maybe be 3,000 word long, write up on the blog, because it can be a lot to take in. So what I have an issue with most of all, and I think it's not like an issue, it's really strange how to describe it. Like, I feel like since I've started blogging has become more impersonal. It's more about the amount of followers and the amount of people who are, following you on Twitter and Instagram and Facebook and Google Plus and all those various different social medias, and it's all about getting a higher number and having lots of followers and, making sure that you look popular, or at least that's how it makes me feel. I think most bloggers might not agree. Some bloggers might not agree. Most bloggers might agree. I don't really know. But how I feel about it is there's so much pressure to have a massive following on social media. And I think it's all gone a bit crazy and a bit too much. And I was finding that, like, before I would write a blog post and I'd be happy with my blog post and I'd post it and I might get a comment, I might not, I might get a like, I might not, but I would be content because I would be happy with what I'd written and it was true to me and our life, and it was what I wanted Kabul to be. And then I started getting more involved on Twitter, and I quite enjoy Twitter. I really like that you can sort of have an insight into celebrities' lives, and I sort of like how it can make the world seem a little bit smaller. And I also love how it can connect bloggers to other bloggers. And then there's Twitter chats and stuff like that. And Twitter is a great place to be online. But the more I've used it over the last, 10 months, year, say, maybe not even that long, the more pressure I have felt to be different on my blog, to be, I don't know how to put it, like, to be a blogger. And I know that sounds really, like, silly and hard to comprehend, I guess, but like, if you lead by example, there are bloggers out there who are massively popular and they've got thousands upon thousands upon thousands of followers and book deals and a really successful blog, and they're making money through it, and they're doing blogging, they're blogging, that's what they do, that's their job. That's what they've decided to make their job into. And they're doing really well. But then there's the little fish in the pond like me who don't have that same, I don't know, writing skills, I guess you could say. It's got writing skills and, you know, maybe a sense of humour, or a way of speaking, or a way of describing just how they are. They, you know, some bloggers are more funny than others, some are more serious than others, some write about things that others might not have any idea about. Like, I could never write a political blog because I don't know anything about politics. So what I'm saying is there's this, you know, I felt the longer I was on Twitter, the more I had to be a blogger. And I mean that in the sense that I have to tweet my links all the time, and everything I tweet has to be about and relevant to the blog, and, you know, and participating in linkies and participating in blog chats to make friends and, you know, get yourself seen. And like, I tried really hard not to feel influenced by the more popular bloggers out there, and then I started thinking, actually, I could maybe do this and go self-hosted, and, you know, I'd really like to explore this avenue. And I started reading about how to make an income from blogging, and how to be a better blogger and stuff like that. And the more I read, the more I felt that excuse me, the more I felt that you have to be less you and more worker you. You know how, like, people have got egos, like they've got mum, and then they've got work person, and then they've got phone voice, and does that make sense? So you have these egos. Sometimes you are plainly yourself with whom you're most comfortable with. So, you know, I might have a conversation with my best friend and be effing and blind in every word, but to you, I'm not going to say fuck this, fuck that sort of thing, because you might not feel comfortable with that language. And I feel fine not using that language. But that's not that Faye, that's this Faye. And, you know, and I felt like to grow my blog and fit in on Twitter, I had to have really click-worthy titles, and really almost like clickbait titles. You know, sort of like a blog post titled, "You'll never guess what Willow did, she ... And then people go, "Oh, what did she do?" and click on it. And then that drives traffic to the blog. But actually, I hate that. I hate that clickbait, and I hate that mentality, that the curiosity, because that's what it is, isn't it? You put something out there and people go, "Ooh, that's piqued my interest," and click on it. And I understand that's a concept that works, but at the same time, I just think, that's not me. And I started like getting really frustrated, and I just thought, oh, you know, perhaps there's something that I need to just ignore, perhaps there's something that I need to just, you know, maybe I'm just feeling this way for no reason, and perhaps this is something that just genuinely has to be done in order to get more likes and more followers. And then I would start thinking about the fact that I'm trying to get more likes and more followers, when I shouldn't have to try. I should just be myself, and those who are like-minded can choose to follow me or not. I shouldn't have to go out there and try. I shouldn't. And I think it started to really get into my skin, and I tried to get over it, and I thought, you know, maybe if I get more involved in the blogging community in general, I would feel easier about it, and I would make genuine connections with people who are like me and living a life like mine, being a stay-at-home mum, you know, doing the stay-at-home mum thing and the ironing and the washing and the dishes and, you know, bringing up the kids and whatnot. And I did, and I found like quite a few people who I thought are brilliant and amazing, and their blogs are fantastic, and there are quite a few bloggers that I really, really, really admire. But at the same time, there's quite a few that I've come across that make it seem like they are your friend and then completely ignore you once they've got you as a follower. And that is something that really bugs me as well, and something that I have come across a lot, because like I said, I started getting more involved in Twitter and feeling I had to have these really clickbaity titles, and then I'd get a couple of followers, and the more I got into Twitter, the more I realised that it's a great place to be, because there's blog chats, and I started getting involved in blog chats, and I would like, by the end of a blog chat, I'd have like 10 new followers, and I'd think, yeah, this is amazing, and I'd be following 10 new people, and I'd think, wow, this is so cool, and I'd come across bloggers who blog about yarn, and I'd be like, oh wow, this is so cool, and they would follow me back, and then the chat's over, and there's nothing after that. You've each gained a new follower. To me, that's not fun. That's not being a part of a community. That's just fake it till you make it kind of thing. And I find it really frustrating, and like I said, fake. And I don't do fake. Like, I'm me, and I try to be as honest as I can be, and I try to be as open as I can be. And those who have read the blog long enough will know that I've always written exactly how I feel about being a mum, and how the first couple of weeks was really difficult for me, and I didn't connect with Willow very well, and I didn't have a very good pregnancy, and I have suffered with depression and postnatal depression, and I still suffer with depression and anxiety now. I'm open about that, and I'm not saying that there aren't others out there who are open about it, but I just find that when it comes to the other side of blogging, which isn't just the writing, because there are bloggers who are amazing at writing their blog posts, but on other social media channels, they're in it for themselves. That's the impression I get. I'm not saying I'm wrong, because that's my opinion, but I probably do seem wrong in other people's eyes, because their experiences would be completely different to mine, and everybody's entitled to their opinion. But in my opinion, I have found so many bloggers who are really lovely people, and then as soon as they've got you following, they lose interest in you. And I that just drove me insane. The more and more people do it, have done it to me, or I have experienced that, it's been like a snowball. And I've just been slowly but surely getting more and more of these people in my feed, and they'll post a blog post and I'll click through it and I'll read it, and I'll either comment on their blog or I will tweet them, you know, and I'll say, great blog post, really enjoyed it, or, you know, or whatever. And they'll be like, oh, thanks, amazing. And then I'll post something and you get absolutely nothing back. And I just think, what? Like, we're supposed to be in this together. That's the, you know, the, I don't know, like, unsaid motto kind of thing of the blogging community. Or should I say, because I'm not in the blogging community, there's not a worldwide blogging community, but in general, parent bloggers, #P-bloggers. I follow a lot of bloggers who are parent bloggers. I'm a parent blogger. I feel like I've got something to connect with these people. And I have just come across more and more people who are like, within a chat, and you know, you make this initial connection and you think, wow, this is so cool, I'm going to follow this person, I think they're really cool, and you check out their blog and you think, actually, I really like this blog, I think it's great. And then they might say the same to you, or they might not have a chance to check out your blog, and they'll say to you, oh, you know, I will check it out. And yeah, people have lives, and I understand that some people haven't got the time to go and check your blog, and I get that, but you know, I do that as well. But I do try to make the effort to go and visit these people's blogs, and when they post a tweet that has got a link in it to a blog post. If I have the time, will sit down and read that blog post, because these are supposed to be, you know, the people that I'm making connections with. And I honestly can't count the amount of blog posts that I've posted and had nothing back. And I'm not posting a blog post to have interaction, or, you know, necessarily have people read it. But I think if you're building a community on the foundations of, we support each other, we're there for each other, I'll retweet you, you retweet me, and we can get each other more followers, and I really like this and I really like that. But that's not happening. Some people are doing it. I'm not saying that they're not. There are 1 or 2 bloggers that I have followed, and like I said, I massively admire, and they have been equally kind to me, and I'm not knocking that, and they've been equally as supportive and, you know, as talkative and commenting, and I'm not saying that there's not, but there are a couple out there that I've come across on my travels that don't, and it just really gets into my skin. It really gets into my skin. And like I said, it was just like a snowball effect. And I'd reached this point where I was just like, do you know what? Actually, what is the point in me even being on Twitter or me even blogging? Because, to be honest, nobody's actually taken a blind bit of notice. Or I say nobody's not taking a blind bit of notice, but there are quite a few people who pretend that they are, but they're not. And like I said, this might make me sound like a bitch. This might make me sound really horrible and really, I don't even know what the word is. But this is my experience. This is what I have genuinely experienced. The same can be said for linkies. I totally avoided linkies for months and months and months and months and months, because I just thought it's work. It's more and more effort, and if people want to read my blog, they might find it on Google or they might find it on Pinterest, and they can come over and they can read it. I don't need to constantly have feedback. But then I saw more and more people getting involved, and I thought, actually, it might be really fun and a great way to discover new blogs. And I did. And I participated in a couple of linkies and followed the rules, you know, and the rules would be like post 1 or 2 blog posts to the linky and comment on maybe the, you know, one host. If there's 2 hosts, comment on a host post, comment on at least another post, and tweet the post before yours. And I did, and I did, and when I participated in a couple, but I actually only really enjoyed the one, so I went back to it. And what I found was, on that day I was excited to get involved in the linky, so I separated that morning to upload my post to the linky and sit down and read through the host posts and the, you know, the one before mine and another, and in the end I would read maybe 4 or 5 different blog posts outside of the criteria, the rules of the linkies. So I would read the blog post by the host, or 2 of them if there were 2. I would read the one before mine, and I would retweet the one before mine, and then I would go through all the various different various different posts that had been added and think, oh, that sounds like something I'd be interested in, click on it, and I'd read like 4 or 5. So in total I'm like reading like 7 or 8 blog posts throughout that morning, and commenting on each one and retweeting if I feel like it's worth retweeting, or if I think my followers would enjoy it, and, you know, genuinely saying I really emphasize, or I really sympathize, or I really totally understand, or I get where you're coming from, or I don't agree, and doing all of that. And then and my blog post would have nothing on it, and I'd get a comment off the host as they were going through each blog post, and I think, that's amazing, thank you very much for popping over, but you're doing your side of things and I'm doing my side of things, but other people aren't. And like I said, I'm not doing it to, I'm not going out there reading blog posts so people come and read mine, but I feel like, if, especially with the linkies, if that's the thing where you're supposed to go and visit the person who posted before you and read their blog post, then at least one other person should visit my blog. Because that's what I'm doing. Those are the rules. If you want to participate, if you want to play the game, follow the rules. And I just think, why am I bothering when other people aren't? And okay, the argument could be, well, clearly you haven't got something that people want to read. That's fair enough. But at least one person, the person who shared a blog post to that linky after me, should visit mine. Whether they like it or not, they should just, they should. Because they're the rules. And it frustrates me. It really, 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 really frustrates me, because I just think, what's the point? And that's what happened. I got to the point, it was the day before Willow's birthday and things were stressful, sorting everything out for the party, and, well, not so much party, but just getting everything ready for Willow's birthday, and I was just like, I just can't do this. I just can't keep doing this, because why am I putting in and getting nothing out? Why am I doing that? It's like being in a loveless marriage, or a, one-sided loveless marriage. One person really loves you, the person doesn't love you back. It's like being in a friendship. I really love that person, I really enjoy that person's company, but they're not so keen on me. That's fine. I'm not bothered that people aren't reading my blog. I'm bothered that it's okay and seen as a stepping stone towards the top, that it's okay to fake your way. It's okay to pretend you're people's friends, and it's okay to pretend that you really enjoy this person's blog when actually you're not taking a blind bit of notice, you're just in it for yourself. And that's really frustrating, especially for somebody like me, who is, like I said, a small fish in a very big, massive pond. And, like, again, the same thing, like, so many people on Twitter. I can't say much about Facebook and Google Plus, because I just don't have, like, I've got Google Plus, but I don't use it, and Facebook drives me mad. Those who've read the blog will know, it just drives me insane, so I'm not on Facebook. Instagram, I actually don't care if I've got any followers on Instagram or not, because I just love Instagram. I love sharing photos. I always have, I always will. Whether all my followers unfollowed me this minute, I would still share photos to Instagram. So in general, the only place I can really talk about and have an issue with is Twitter, because it's frustrated me past the point of being able to just, like, ignore that frustration and crack on, because it's not me. I don't want clickbaity titles on my blog, and I don't want fakery, and I know it's all online, and, like, I don't actually know these people in real life, but what you see a lot of the time is people make genuine friendships through blogging, and then they start meeting up, and and great things come of it. I don't have that. And it might not be my fault. It might not necessarily be my their fault or whatever, because it could be my fault, because I am very antisocial and I am very socially anxious. So if somebody did invite me to a blogging conference, or I was asked to meet up with another blogger, I might not go. I might not, because that's something that I would feel takes me out of my comfort zone. So I'm not expecting to make lasting friendships. I did at one point feel like I'd met 3 really genuine bloggers, and as time's gone by, they've just stopped interacting. And, like, for me, I still try to keep up that interaction, and it's really difficult when you're the one putting in all the effort and nobody's putting the effort back. And apart from one, there's one left over who still, when she has the time, engages with me really well, and I try and engage with her really well because, you know, I genuinely really admire that blogger. I think she's amazing, and she's going to go really, 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 really far with her blog. But there's so much where there's so many times where I've made these connections with these people and felt really great about it and thought, actually, I really enjoy this blog and I've really found another lovely blog to add to my reading. It's something to look forward to when they post, and then they turn out to just be one of those people who think, woohoo, another follower. And that just, for me, is boring. I'd rather have 5 followers who talk to me who engage with me, not talk to me every day, but who engage with me and respond to my blog posts and actually enjoy what I'm writing and not pretending to enjoy it, than have 500 or 5,000 followers who are skipping past my tweet whenever they see it. Don't know why. I can't understand why everybody doesn't feel like that, and I know it's a thing because I've seen people writing about it. I've read other people's blog posts saying, you know, it's not all about follow for follow and retweet for retweet, and it's not. I'm not going to retweet someone's blog post if I don't think it's worth retweeting, and that's clearly what's happening to me if they're taking any notice. But I can guarantee that they're not actually taking any notice anyway, because I can see my stats, so I can see who's visited I can see how many people have visited my blog anyway. So it's not that they've read it and thought, actually, I don't agree with that, or I don't think it's a very good blog post, so I won't bother retweeting or liking or commenting. They are genuinely ignoring it because they've got better things to do. They've got their own blog to focus on. They've got their own money to make. That's fine. That's fine. That's completely and utterly fine. But it don't sit right with me at all. I don't think it's right. It's fine for you to do it, but it's not okay for me to do it because that goes against me. That and my opinions and how I would say I am as a person. So there's that. And then there's another thing that bugs me about blogging in general, and that's the idea that it's about being sponsored and it's about having the giveaways and making sure that people are following you so they can win something or get something free, and collaborative posts. Ugh. Oh. When someone writes a blog post, and I can think of one particular blogger that I've followed, again, thinking she posted one post and it was amazing, and I was like, oh my god, I really connect with this person, and I flick through various different places and on her blog and think, actually, yeah, this person is really great. And then from then on, it's just been, I'm an ambassador of this company, I'm an ambassador of that company, I'm an ambassador of this company, look at this giveaway, review, and more collaborative posts. This is what I want to buy my child. But it's not genuine. You know it's not genuine. They might like the things, but they're doing it to send traffic to that company's website to make money. And that's fine. That's fine. It's an affiliate link, and I've done affiliate links myself. I can't say that I haven't. I decided I want to look into making money from my blog, so I went out. I found somewhere. I actually went and contacted the company whose things I use. The Works. We got a Works local to us, and I go down there and I buy craft supplies for me and Willow all the time from the Works. So what I thought was, I'm genuinely buying this stuff, I'm genuinely using this stuff in real life, so why not try and make that little bit back when I share the craft tutorials or what we've done and what we've used with my audience, so that I can do more. And do you know what? It made me feel like a beggar, almost. It made me feel like I was pushing things on my audience, and that again it was so uncomfortable. I felt horrible posting them, and I haven't posted an affiliate link blog post for a while, because I just felt I just felt like I was being really invasive, like bye, and I don't want that. I don't want that. I don't want to feel that way. I want to feel like I'm connecting with people. I don't want to feel like I'm selling them something. And like I said, there is just this one blogger that I follow who was amazing to start with, and then slowly but surely it's just blog post after blog post after blog post of companies, just going, yeah, I really like this stuff, this is amazing, look at this stuff, you can buy it here if you want, and you can get a discount with it with this, and la 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 la. And I'm like, is that even a genuine post? Like, you might like those things, but do you like those things, and have you made that connection with that company because you want to get those things for free? Or are you genuinely a massive advocate of that company and you'd buy their stuff whether it was free, whether you were getting it free or not? And that's how it seems to me. It seems like she's going online, finding a really wicked place on Etsy which sells really quirky things, and goes, I really like that, but I don't want to pay for it. So I tell you what I'll do, I'll email that company and I'll say, I've got 3,500 followers on Twitter who are really engaging and read my blog. Do you want me to review your product? And then they'll send it, and then she'll get what she wants for free, put it on her blog, and other people might buy it, other people might not buy it. But where's the personal in that? Where's the life in that? I am absolutely not interested in that at all. Okay, fair enough, I write reviews myself, but I have only ever received one thing for free in exchange for a review, I think. There's only one thing that I've received for a review. And I got one thing for sharing the bedding competition. I got some bedding. I actually got given one bedding for free, and I bought another one because I did actually really like that company, and I would have bought that bedding anyway because I really loved that bedding. However, there's this thing where in the blogging community in general, people aren't honest about what they're making and about paid posts. And I'm not saying that this particular blogger that I'm on about is not being honest, because she is being honest. She's saying, this is like a collaborative post, or an affiliate post, and she's saying that they are, but it's the collaborative post, because for a while I was like, what does collaborative post mean? Like, what does that mean? What does that mean? And then I spoke to somebody who's really, really, really knowledgeable on this stuff. And I just said, what does that mean? And she was like, well, it means she's being paid for that post. And I'm like, oh my God. Like, I've been reading this stuff thinking, yeah, like, I can tell you really like that clothing line, or that particular toy, or that bedroom furniture, and it says it's a collaborative post. I'm like, oh, she got paid for it. she made a wage off it, which, fair play, you're making money from your blog. If that's what you set out to do, that's fine. But for me, I'm like, well, actually, I don't believe a word you've said now. Simple. I don't. I don't think for a second you would have written that blog post if you weren't paid for it. If someone hadn't approached you and said, I will pay you to write this on your blog. Because I know how it works. I've been offered bloody collaborative posts. I've been offered to write reviews of things in exchange for product. And like I said, I've only ever had one thing, and that was offered to me just off the back of us quitting our Clomid and deciding to stop trying for baby number 2. And I just felt crap, and I was like, actually, this is something that I would consider buying if I could afford it, and if they are offering it to me for free, then I'm going to take it. And I actually wrote a really lengthy, really in detail review, which still now to this day gets over 100 hits a day. But I only ever had product. I had the product, I used it, I wrote my review. And it is driving traffic to their blog, to their company. I haven't had any money back off it. I don't want any money back off it. I had the product, I wrote the review, that was it. Again though, it was something that I was considering buying because I was looking into hair loss products and realised, because my hair was falling out after all the Clomid, and then it just popped up out of nowhere, and I was like, this is the most ideal thing that could have come to me right now, because this is things I have actually been looking at and I just couldn't afford it at the time. But apart from those two things, I turn everything else down unless I was genuinely offered something which I would absolutely and 100% buy. Then I'm gonna turn it down, because I don't want to be somebody who forces that on my audience. I just don't think it's cool, man. I just think, like I said, I came across those blog posts and I'm like, I don't believe a word you're saying. And if I'm not believing those blog posts, when you do post a post about your life, I'm not going to believe that either, because I already get the impression that you're trying to fucking have one over me anyway. So I'm not interested. So anyway, like I said, everything, it's just like a massive snowball. It's just like a massive snowball, and I just reached a point where I was like, do you know what? Fuck it. I'm done. Because I don't want to play the game. I would love to make genuine connections. And when I start writing again, now that I've addressed this, when I start writing again and I start sharing things on my blog again, I obviously will post it to Twitter, because it's an automatic thing anyway. But I'm actually not. I've had a break long enough to realise that Twitter followers, you know, it doesn't matter. I'm blogging for me, and like, it makes me, I feel, even like just saying that, I feel so rude. I feel so rude saying that, because there are some followers that I've got who do really engage with me, and they're amazing and really complimentary, really nice. And I probably, you know, without their comments and their likes, I probably wouldn't have a lot of interaction. And that's what I was saying. I'm not getting the interaction apart from the regulars who've been following for a while and, you know, genuinely do enjoy reading my blog. And I would rather, like I said, I would rather have those 5 to 10 followers than the 500 that I've got on Twitter now. Because out of those 500, I could probably count on one hand how many actually follow me because they actually like my blog. And that's sad. And it just takes the fun away from it, and that's why I'm so fed up of being in the blogging community, because it's not fun. If I'm in a Twitter chat and I see I start engaging with somebody over the topic or whatever, and then I'll go over to I'll quickly visit their blog and just have a little look at it, and I can't stop yawning. I need a cup of tea. Ha. No. The point that I'm trying to make is there's so much fakery that it's really hard to find who isn't trying to fake it till they make it. And for me, that's not a race I want to be in. So when I do start writing again, which I'm really hoping to get back into writing soon, because I have got things that I'd love to write about. It was Willow's birthday and the house is finished now, and there are those things that I really want to write about and share videos of. But I didn't want to just go in and just do that without saying, actually, I have this really big problem and it's really getting under my skin. So when I start writing again, I'm not going to be participating in linkies, and I won't be. I might join in blog chats, but in general, I am not going to be following anyone because they follow me, and I won't be going out of my way to follow people unless I really, really, actually, genuinely do enjoy their blog and would click their links when they post them and interact with them. Because at the end of the day, we're all taught from when we're tiny babies to treat people how you want to be treated, and so that is what I'm going to be doing. I'm only going to be following bloggers that I genuinely enjoy, and I will only engage with bloggers that I've genuinely enjoyed and that they are that they are equally as kind to me, I suppose, because like I said, I don't want to be in the race. I don't want to play that game. I don't want to be doing follow for follows, and I'm really not interested in any, just blog hops and stuff like that, because I just think it's fake. I think it's all fake. None of it is genuine, I don't think. So if I can be honest and truthful and only follow blogs that I enjoy genuinely whenever they post and look forward to hearing when they post, I'm not going to bother following them, and I don't expect anybody to follow me unless they enjoy what's on my blog. Oh, for fuck's sake. So in general, what I'm trying to say is blogging for me is not going to be a game of follower count anymore. I'm not interested in making any money through my blog anymore because I think it's a farce, and I'm just going to write my blog and I'm just going to write about things that I want to write about, which would include reviews, but it's highly unlikely that I'm going to post things that I haven't bought myself or wouldn't genuinely buy myself. I'm yawning, it looks like I'm crying. No, so no, in general, I'm not going to be, I probably would participate in blogging chats because I think they're really, really fun. But I'm not going to be doing that follow for follow and stuff. I'm not going to do that because I think it's, no, I don't want fake friends. If we're gonna like do the whole we're online friends thing, I'd rather be real online friends than fake online friends. So anyway, I've ranted on long enough. I have gone on long enough. I have spoken long enough about this. If I've offended anyone, I don't mean to offend anyone. I'm just saying it from my point of view and how I have felt being within the parent bloggers community, and how it can be very difficult for somebody who is a smaller blogger like myself. So I don't mean to be offensive, I don't mean to be rude. I've just, like I said, everyone's entitled to their opinion, and this is mine and this is my experience. And I'm hoping now that I've said it out loud and shared it with the masses, that I can just get back into blogging how I used to blog, about the things I blog about, and do it comfortably without worrying whether or not I'm doing it right or whether or not I've got enough followers, because I don't want to be concerned by that anymore. I just want to write. I'm just going to go back to doing that. So if you are still with me, excuse me very much, please, thank you. If you are still with me, I want to say thank you very much for sitting and watching, and I am hoping to start doing more videos again, because I sort of let that slip in my feeling negativity towards the blogging community moment. So I'm hoping that from now on I will do a little bit more vlogging and more blogging and be a little bit more true to myself. Not so much true to myself, but not getting carried away with the race, not getting carried away with the game and being a player in the game. I'd quite happy just be a spectator and just do my own thing on my own blog and enjoy it. So like I said, if you are still with me, thank you very much for watching, and I hope you come back. And if you like what you see, you're more than welcome to check out my other videos, subscribe to my channel, or you can just like this video and toddle off on your merry way again. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope I haven't offended anybody.